Hello, everybody. How are you? This is John with iiRcade Live, number 39. 39. Almost to 40. Almost 40. Sounds like my age. um, but yeah, today is going to be an exciting one. We're going to have a special show with a special guest in a virtual studio. How are you, my friends? My friends are joining. Very excited. Hassan, how are you, my friend? Wayne, how's it going? Louis, how's it going? John, how are you? Billy, how's it going? Retro Collect, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. So great to see you guys. Gene, how are you, my friend? Gene, woo! You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining. We're gonna have an exciting show today. Hey, Michael, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Carlos, how's it going? Woo! Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Happy Friday, my friends. Happy Friday. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. I am very excited. Hopefully this weekend we can have some fun. I'm gonna be playing games. You know. I got a lot of games that I need to play. Thomas, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Michael, it's really great to see you as well. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. Steve, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. The Squish Show. Woo! Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Mad. 안녕하세요. I speak to Matt in Korean sometimes, but he's better than me. So, yeah. Great to see you. Kongsaras, how are you? Thanks for joining. Really great to see you. Chris, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Robert, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Bill, how are you? Thanks for joining. Alfred, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Taigi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. Vernon, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. All my friends are here. T-Bone, New York City, number 10. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Sammy J, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. TGIF, my friend, TGIF. Thank you so much. Oh, your pledge manager. Thank you so much. I really appreciate getting these done, everybody. I really appreciate it. We'll go over this in a bit. Mr. Derek, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for joining. So great to see you. Xavier, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. A little quick question from Xavier, so we'll just get that answered. Hey, John, what's the difference between 64 gigabyte and the 128 gigabyte? Great question. So basically, the difference is that you can hold more games at the same time, right? So if you get games, if you get overloaded and it fills up, then obviously you have to delete some stuff before you can download and install new games or things like that. But if you have more storage, basically you can just get more games and get it stored into the device. So you can have more games and things like that at a given time. It's pretty good to have. Like on a phone, for example, if you take pictures, you run out because you have 64 gigabytes. That's why you get more storage so that you can store more photos and things like that. Very similar concept. Hope that answered your question. Thank you for that. Hey, Brian, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for joining. Brian, I promise you, Lock and Chase next week. I was actually going to show you today, but today we wanted to have whole day a special session. So we'll do that next week. So I'll definitely show it to you. So thank you for that. Matt, I think your Korean's better than me. We'll have a Korean contest one of these days. Thank you for that. Pete, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for joining. San Diego, that's an awesome city. I wish I were there right now. Yeah, weather here in Chicago is pretty nice, but I'm best. San Diego was always nice, right? There's a California marketplace there. $5 per Japanese, huge makis there. I really loved it. So I sort of missed the place. Thank you for joining. Jeff, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining. Woo! I'm so excited as well. I'm so excited. We'll make this happen together, my friend. That's going to be awesome. D, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Pete, how's it going? TGIF. Woo! Love the Friday. Love the Friday. Thank you for joining. Mr. Mark, how are you, my friend? So nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. All my friends are here. Great. Brad, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Jeff, 128 64. Oh, I thought you're telling me your social security number. That was good. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Michael. Thank you so much for your question. We'll talk about that offline. We got in contact. So we're gonna have some good discussions. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I'll keep you updated. So thank you for that. Um, let's see. Michael, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Wilson, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Todd, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Kevin, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. B Kong, woo, I love your name. Thanks for joining. Oh, thank you so much, guys. B, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We want to make sure that everybody's comfortable with what's happening and everything. So we're trying hard and we'll continue trying hard. We're a family, right? We're a family, and families make sure everybody in the family is comfortable. So we'll make sure that happens. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. All right, now today we have a special session. I have a special guest in the room, and we'll be introducing him to you in a second. So this week was a lot of business going on, right? Lots of busy things. Many things going on. This week, what we tried to do is get a Backerkit survey out to you, and also launch our webpage and with a pre-sale store. And on the homepage front, we were finding several issues. So for now, we sort of shut it down so that we can fix some bugs before we launch it back again. So we'll try to get it fixed and let you know as soon as possible. So thank you so much again for that. And the other thing that was going on was Backerkit Survey, right? So Backerkit Survey, we spent a lot of time making this happen, right? The person whom my special guest today, he did an amazing job. He spent a lot of time. He's extremely, extremely helpful, and to make this happen together. And we were able to make happen. I think there were a lot of confusions at the same time. So today I have a special guest who is going to join us to walk through this together with you. And we're going to have some great conversation together to make sure that everybody here is comfortable with the Backerkit survey. I'm going to lock the door and nobody leaves until everybody's comfortable. So with that, let me introduce you to my special guest today, Mr. Alex. Alex, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining today.
Hey, Jong, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Good. It's so great to have you here today. So Alex is going to be introducing himself to you soon, but just real quickly, it's been amazing experience working together with Alex to make this happen. Quite honestly, I had a lot of questions and troubles in the beginning when I was first starting this out. And Alex is the one who made this happen for me. So I want to give you, first of all, big thank you and big applause. Alex was working together with me day and night. I'm like, Alex, do you sleep? I don't think he sleeps. But that's how much of effort and work he put in to make this happen for you. And this Backerkit turned out to be much more powerful than I initially thought. So initially, prior to sort of involving Backerkit, so what we're doing is we're doing a lot of manual work. So we had a lot of people who were, for example, pledging on super early bird, and then who wanted to upgrade to higher tiers, and right, there were a lot of messaging going back and forth, and we were adding numbers on top of the current pledges, right? So for example, making $299 pledge and adding $200 to make it $499, and then putting notes at the bottom to say basically manually, this person is going for example, Dragon Slayer, right? But when we do all the sorting and then look at the numbers, if we just look at from number perspective, we will show that we have 5 people in super early bird, 10 people in early bird, and things like that, where out of the 5 people, 2 people may have Dragon Slayer. And we wouldn't know that unless we looked at the notes, right? This is where Backerkit comes in. Backerkit enables us to, via the survey that we have, which Alex is going to get into more detail, enables us to get more accurate information. and get this all data collected, and then sort it out so that we can actually count very easily what kind of units, how many do we need to build, how many Dragon Slayer we need to build, and things like that, and make sure that we fulfill them to you accurately. And while we do that, Backerkit software also shows the notes that we took while we're communicating with you as well. So we can also do cross comparison and things like that to make sure that your orders are very accurate. And this is the power that Backerkit has. And this is also helping us to double check and triple check to make sure that your orders are correct. And the person who is enabling to make this happen is Alex. Oh, this way, Alex. So with that, Alex, do you want to give some introductions about Backerkit and yourself?
Definitely. Yeah, thanks so much for joining, everyone. I was kind of asked to join in a little last minute, and I'm happy to do so. I know a lot of you have a lot of questions related to the survey, and we'll definitely get into those. Wanted to kind of give a little bit of background on Backerkit for those that aren't familiar. So John, are you able to share the screen?
Absolutely.
Cool.
So by the way, you're getting a lot of applause.
I see that. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you
here's
all.
another clap. And here's another hello.
Thanks
just to
so
let you know.
Yeah. And I know, yeah, like I said, I know a lot of you, this may be your first time kind of working through Backerkit. And, you know, so just a little bit of background. Backerkit is the industry leader in post-campaign pledge managers. The primary function of Backerkit is to, you know, allow creators to manage their backers, allow them to collect for additional add-on purchases and upgrades and shipping and things like that. So it's to make not only Jong's life easier on the creator side, but we also want to ensure a really smooth process for the backers as well. Just a couple of fun facts. So Backerkit to date, we've surveyed over 13 million backers on Backerkit. We have over 8,000 creators currently using Backerkit, and we've raised just under $250 million through Backerkit. So just to kind of give you an idea of kind of how many creators we've worked with and backers that have gone through our system in the past. So, you know, that this is something that, you know, super backers that back many projects have probably gone through. But again, a lot of you folks, this is your first time coming through. So, you know, with that said, my name's Alex, which Jong already introduced me, but I am a success manager here at Backerkit, and you know, part of my job is to ensure that the surveys are set up so that you know, backers have a smooth process, and also just to ensure that Jong is set up for success as well, because there's so many things that go into these projects, from, you know, fulfillment to backer management, and the list goes on. So we're here to make both the creator and the backers' lives easier. So with that said, I'd like to maybe pivot over to the platform. So I'll go ahead and share this screen instead. One moment. And we'll go ahead and share. All right. So can everyone see this screen here? John, if we can, there we go. Cool. So this is kind of a little insider look, right, about of kind of what the creator sees. So we have a test backer here. I kind of wanted to show you guys kind of the survey process and sort of what it accomplishes, right? So the survey itself is something that helps Jong, you know, collect all of the necessary information to help ship your rewards, such as address information. And if, say, you know, in Jong's case, he's collecting shipping in Backerkit. So another thing the survey kind of accomplishes is collecting card information as well. We do not transfer any card information from Kickstarter. That is all secured information that we wouldn't want transferring from one platform to another. So rest assured, putting in your credit card information in Backerkit is totally safe, and we certainly do not share any information such as your personal information or card information with any other sources. It's safe here. And so when you first enter the survey, it basically kind of just gives you a little overview of what you've pledged in Kickstarter. In this case, I had overpledged. So I know some of you have done that as well, where say you're in a $299 pledge level and you added an extra $100 for the purpose of upgrading your pledge in the pledge manager. And that's pretty common practice. So what happens in those cases is you end up with credit in which you can use towards add-ons or upgrades. So again, in this case, I had upped my pledge in Kickstarter to $499. So I had pledged an additional $200 so that I can have that credit in Backerkit. And so when you first get started here, it's going to bring you to the pledge questions. So this initial pledge question we had set up so that because I know John had gotten a lot of people asking whether they can upgrade their pledge later on, and can I upgrade to the Dragon's Lair or the Black Edition? And so the reason for this question is to basically confirm your original pledge or whether you want to upgrade. So you can see here, we present the question, would you like to upgrade your original 64 gigabyte bar top? And we give you all of the options. So if you wanted to upgrade to the Dragon's Lair bundle, let's say, it would be an additional $200. And then if you go down the line, you can upgrade to the Black Edition. You can add a stand to your original bar top. You can upgrade your memory. So this is what this pledge question is there for, to allow you to make any upgrades that you wanted to make. So we also give you the option at the end to say, no thanks, I would just rather stick with my original pledge, my 64 gigabyte bar top. But I did mention that I had purposely added $200 on top of my pledge. So right now I have $200 credit on my account. So I can use that towards an upgrade to a Dragon's Lair bundle, let's say, which I've just done here. And now I can move on to the other questions here. Now, Jong had set up just some kind of feedback type questions to learn a little bit more about his audience, and kind of the purpose here is to, obviously make better products in the future, right? So, really appreciate everyone kind of going through and, answering these questions, because it really helps Jong, make sure that products in the future are built to these specs. So, so I'll just go through these quickly. There's always a NA option if you don't feel like, or if you don't feel comfortable answering. We did give you that. But yeah, we totally encourage you to go through here and just kind of answer these honestly, and that will help Jong future products. So we'll just get through these real quick. And almost there. And then here's an important question that you probably have come across. So in Jong's case, and in a lot of creators' cases now, especially in the crowdfunding world, with so much uncertainty around shipping fees, and there's so many fluctuating costs associated with COVID and things like that. A lot of creators are actually gearing towards collecting shipping in the post-campaign pledge manager, and this is exactly what Jong has elected to do. You can see here that we did put in estimates. So the shipping fees that you see are only estimates, and it's important to note that we're not actually, even though you add your card information, we're not actually charging you at this time. Jong's working really hard to get the best shipping rates possible for all his backers. I know that's really important to him. And so the fees that you see are simply placeholders. So no worries there. We plan to put out some project updates when those fees are more set in stone. And when that happens, we'll make the adjustments, and that will retroactively adjust everyone's shipping fees. And everyone will have a chance to go back in and review those, so that everything's fair and everyone kind of is aware of the shipping fees. So again, this question here is just a disclaimer, just letting you know exactly that. Once you get through all of the pledge questions, you'll be brought to the add-on section. Now, the add-on section is your chance to purchase additional items on top of your pledge level rewards. You can see here that your pledge level rewards are already itemized here. You don't need to add them again. The add-on section is like, it kind of reminds me of like when you're going through the checkout at the grocery store and you want to add another, pack of gum or a candy bar, right? It's like you already have your main stuff and now you want to add like some additional stuff on top of that. That's what the add-on section is for. So this is where you can add more to your pledge. You can add an additional bar top for your friends and family. You can add another bundle for your man cave, whatever it may be. But yeah, these are additional items on top of your pledge level rewards. So you can also, by the way, even after you've completed your survey, you can always come back into the survey to make any adjustments. Like, so if you completed your survey yesterday and you're like, you know what, I slept on it, and actually I do want another bar top, right? So you can go back into your survey using the same link that was sent to you via email, and you can do things like adjust your pledge level questions. You can adjust your add-ons, like adding more items or even like editing quantities and things like that. I can come back in and add, a second one. And you can, of course, do things like change your address and edit your card details as well. So yeah, that survey link is a live link that you can access at any time. There will be a point where John will lock orders, and that's just so that he has his final counts for production and things like that. And so he'll be sure to let folks know when that day approaches, so that you can make any last minute changes if you need to. So I hope this all makes sense so far. Again, you're going to go through the survey, confirm your original order or make any upgrades, go through the pledge questions that Jong had set up, and then if you'd like, optionally, you can add additional items within the add-on section here. And so by clicking next here, this is going to bring you to your shipping information, and this is where you can plug in your preferred shipping address. You can see here, we put a little disclaimer that if you're planning on moving, which happens, you can always come back in and adjust it. There will be a point where addresses are locked, which will happen closer to when rewards are shipping. And again, you'll be notified when that happens, and you'll have a chance to update at that time. And this is another good point about the Backerkit survey is, even if you were to put in your address information on Kickstarter, sometimes or a lot of times, people move, right? So the Backerkit survey is another chance for folks to kind of enter in their preferred shipping address. It allows Jong to confirm this type of information. So moving along here. Finally, once you've entered in your shipping information, you've chosen your add-ons and all that stuff, you'll be brought to the confirmation page. Now, this is where you can confirm your order. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see your current shipping information, your current pledge level rewards, and then any add-ons purchased or added. And then you can plug in your card information. And again, this card information is secure. We use Stripe on the back end, which is a trusted source service. And by getting your card information now, it allows Jung to charge you later on. This way you don't have to come back in, when he's ready to charge and add in your shipping information, or I'm sorry, your card information. So yeah, really important note is that by placing your card information in here now, you will not be charged until Jung makes it clear that he's charging cards, which will happen again once he's gotten his shipping information set in stone and made the final tweaks to the shipping fees. So once you've entered in your card information and placed your order, you'll receive a confirmation email just to kind of confirm that we received the order. And from that link too, you should be able to enter back into your survey if you need to make any changes. So yeah, that's kind of like the basic overview of the survey for iiRcade, and kind of hopefully that kind of provides you some information on kind of why we survey and why a creator would use Backerkit. So with that said, does that kind of cover everything you think, John?
That was a great overview. So thank you so much for that. I've also learned a lot too. So that was good. Yeah, that was good. It's a good overview. I'm sure we'll have a lot of questions from our family. So guys, if you have any questions for Alex, this is your chance. So one question that I remember is, first of all, I think there were a lot of questions regarding the credit card. And so first of all, there were several people who were able to get through the completion of survey without credit card information entered. Is that true?
So you can get up to this point in the survey, but without actually adding your card information and clicking the place my order button, your survey will be left in kind of a survey incomplete status. So we need the order needs to be placed and confirmed before your survey is actually completed. And if you were to leave the survey kind of incomplete, you'll receive emails to let you know that, like, hey, we still need your responses, and just letting you know that the survey hasn't been fully completed. So that kind of confirmation step, when you place the order, there'll be a big confirmation screen saying, hey, thanks for confirming your order. And then you'll receive an email confirmation as well. And so that's kind of like the key sign that you kind of didn't fully complete it. If you didn't receive that confirmation email, or if you didn't get to that page that says, hey, congrats, your order's confirmed, that would mean that your survey is not fully complete. Yep.
Sorry, I was reading some comments. And so RetroCollect is, so we're having a board meeting right now, our family board meeting. RetroCollect is our board secretary. He's taking all the meeting minutes that, again, I've never seen. But this one, it seems like it's a little too difficult. But RetroCollect is an extremely smart guy. So I'm sure he memorized everything. Yeah. So if we have any questions, RetroCollect will have all the answers, all memorized, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and actually, that brings me to a good point, Jung. Is if there's at any point during the survey where you're kind of unsure or had some questions, you'll notice at any point in the survey there's a need help button, and what that will do is that will take you to this page where it will show Jung's FAQs and Backerkit's FAQs, just to kind of give you some background. And if you still have questions, if there's something really specific, like, hey, I added this amount to my pledge and I can't figure out how to add, the bundle that I want. You can click this still have questions button here, and then just choose kind of the related topic. And what that will do is it'll open up a ticket with our support staff, which, is really a great thing for creators like Jong, because it does take a lot of the questions off his plate, and our support staff is super well trained and well versed in the software. So they'll be able to quickly and swiftly be able to help you out there.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. By the way, I'm reading comments and I'm spent. There's some really funny comments here. There's a rumor that's flowing around that says basically somebody pledges $50,000, I will personally deliver, and that rumor is true. I'll probably do it.
That should cover your flight, I think, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be there and I'll buy you steak.
Yeah, and
so
I know
the rumor was true.
I saw a question too, kind of about the shipping costs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, the shipping costs in there in the system are estimates, and Jong is working super hard to get you, the best rates possible. Right now, there's so much kind of up in the air with shipping fees and things like that. So he's doing his best to get those fees kind of reduced for you all, and not to worry, that shipping fee won't be charged. It's a placeholder, and so once John gets a little closer to fulfillment, we're actually going to go in and edit those shipping fees to hopefully reduce those costs. And at that time, we'll reach out to everyone and say, hey, we're getting close to charging cards, and that will allow everyone to kind of go back in and review everything. And so not to worry, we're working hard to get those reduced for you.
Just as an FYI, little background story on where those numbers came from. Those are the exact numbers that I showed you long time ago, right? That these are the rock bottom line that we have right now, and we're going to be bringing in our expert to make this better. If you remember that conversation, it was just that number I just plugged in. So these are, again, placeholder numbers, and we're going to make sure that these numbers get so much better. And we're also already getting some really great ideas from the new person who joined. He has a lot of experience, I can see. So great things happening. So stay tuned for that. We're going to make sure that it becomes much better. For now, again, it's just a placeholder. So don't worry too much about the number. I'm not too concerned about it myself, to quite honestly. Here's a question for you, Alex.
Yep.
Will you be auditing it?
Will I be auditing the?
I think survey, right? Brian, if that's what you meant. I think the sentence was a little bit incomplete, but I think he meant, will you be auditing the surveys?
Yeah, so the surveys.
Oh, yeah. Backer surveys, yeah. So I think that's what he meant.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, we've definitely, I guess I'm unsure what you mean by audit.
Maybe to check and make sure everything is okay and things like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So so the survey itself should be pretty straightforward. And you'll have a chance to kind of confirm your order at the end. And so if anything doesn't look right, as far as like your order configuration and things like that, just reach out to our support staff using the need help button, and we can certainly get things fixed up for you if things don't look right. I hope does that help answer the question?
I hope so. Brian, if you have any further questions on that, please to let us know. I'll bring it up to Alex. I do have something really cool that Jeff Rainwater was saying. Jeff Rainwater was saying. Sorry. Basically, he's trying to design a board game, and he may come to you very soon as well. Sounds like.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so, Jeff, just between you and me, if I refer you, there's $100 referral fee. We'll take the $100 and let's go drink some beer together.
Definitely a great plug there, John. There, yeah, we do have a great referral system. So, you know, if John were to refer you or something along those lines, we give John $100 so that he can. Well, actually, we'll donate $100 to the project of his choice, and then the person that he refers, they will get their setup fee waived. So.
Yeah, if we get the $100, I'm taking everybody out to beer.
There you go.
I'm gonna spend this together, right? Yeah. It's I know there's one more question. I know that so Mark has some issues with access or going back to his survey again, and it sounds like the phone version is a little bit different, and that there were some issues with getting to surveys, right?
Okay.
So if let's say I completed my survey, I want to go back, how would I do that?
Yeah, so on at least on the desktop version, what'll happen is let's pull up. Yeah, let's look at here. So what we need is, well, we can pull up. Let's see. When you enter into the survey from the link, there'll be a little edit your order button in the top right corner that you can click. And what that will do is it'll take you back to kind of like that confirmation page. And that's where you can do things like edit your current add-ons. You can edit your survey responses, edit your address and your card information. So Mark, I'm not sure if you can, when you pull it up, if you see a edit your order button anywhere. If not, let me know and I can look into that for you.
Great, thanks for that. We're getting a lot of questions, so let me get to the next question. Greg, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. What should I do if my pledge says $0 pledge? Try contacting Backerkit support, but they say it was normal, but he doesn't think it's correct. What do you think?
So Greg, so what can happen sometimes is when Kickstarter goes to charge cards at the end of the campaign, for whatever reason, sometimes cards get fail or error. So it's possible that in your case, the original pledge amount is set to 0 because the payment failed, which is not, which is another kind of benefit to using Backerkit is that it gives you a second chance to kind of reinstate your pledge. So that's kind of what it sounds like here is that maybe the payment possibly failed. And so when you go through the survey again, it will give you the chance to add in your card information again. And I'm happy to look into your exact order and just kind of see if that's the case. So we can kind of handle that offline with Jong and make sure that you're set up right.
Awesome, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
We have another question. I think this one's more for me. Jong, do you have any idea when the shipping charges will happen? So actually, I don't think it's for me, it's for you. Do you want to take this one, Alex?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So do you happen to have any idea when the shipping charge will happen? So so basically cards will be charged when Jong will initiate cards being charged. So I imagine that once we have the updated shipping fees and we get those all adjusted, we will send everyone a notice that says, hey, we're going to be charging cards on this date, just a heads up. If you need to make any, if you need to review your order, you can enter in your survey link and just kind of look everything over. And then once we know everything's good and everyone has the heads up, we'll actually go ahead and charge cards at that time. So, but as far as like specific dates, Jong might be a better person to ask about that.
What we're thinking is, as we promised, we're looking into lowering the shipping costs as much as possible, because I myself also really hate those shipping companies taking all our money, right? Greedy people. Sorry. But anyway, we're trying to reduce this as much as possible. And when we are happy and right, once we find out that we cannot go any lower, and that's when we're going to be locking down our shipping cost. And this is when we're going to let everybody know that this is going to be the price. This is the method that we chose to go with, and this is how we're going to be doing it. So you get all the information, and then that's when the cars are going to be charged. But I think also the important thing is that, let's say you did some upgrades or add-ons and things like that, those will also be charged at that time, right, Alex, if I remember this correctly?
Yeah.
So everything will be charged.
The total of everything, including shipping, any upgrade fees or add-ons purchased, will be charged all at one time. Yep.
So great. Thank you so much for that. We'll move on to the next question. Next one, short one. Hey, Michael, your question. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, so Michael, we don't transfer any card information from Kickstarter to Backerkit. That's just because we don't, that's to keep your card information safe with Kickstarter. If, in this case, since Zhang is charging for shipping in Backerkit, even if you don't add any like add-ons or do any upgrades, we'll need the card information so that we can charge later for shipping fees at the very least. So again, we don't transfer any of that information over from Kickstarter. So we ask you to enter your card information so that we can charge for shipping and add-on purchases and things like that later down the line.
So it's a requirement then, right?
I'm sorry?
So it's a requirement that they have to put it in?
Yeah, it is. And again, that is to allow Zhang to charge for the balance later on. So nothing's being charged right today, but we need that card information in the system so that the surveys can be completed and Zhang can get his final counts for production and things like that.
So credit card information is necessary to complete the survey so that I can get the information to start manufacturing?
That's right. Yeah. And I mean, unless there could be a case of a backer not owing a balance if they pledged over what their initial pledge level cost was in Kickstarter. But odds are there will be a balance just because we are charging shipping in Kickstarter, or I'm sorry, in Backerkit. So yeah, if there's a balance at all, we'll need the card information input to complete the survey.
Okay, and you guarantee that this is safe?
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's move on to the next question. Thank you so much, Michael, for the question. Appreciate it. T-Bone, I love it. Oh my God, that looks scary. Look at the icon. I think I'm gonna get bitten. But do you guys do? Are you guys going to do PayPal as in payment option? What do you think?
So we've had one of the reasons why we use Stripe as our processor is that they are a lot more crowdfunding friendly. PayPal actually has a policy that if you charge somebody for a product, then it must ship within 30 days of when you charge the customer. And they're very strict with that. They have very strict policies around this. And for that reason, we don't often offer PayPal as an option. We use Stripe because, I mean, the majority of the time, especially with Kickstarter campaigns, we're talking about pre-production items. And so with the policies that PayPal has around requiring shipment within X amount of days, it's really just not super friendly in that respect. So Stripe is very friendly when it comes to crowdfunding campaigns. They understand that we're dealing with pre-production items that haven't been produced yet or aren't going to be shipped for a little while. So with that said, Stripe is our primary payments processor.
Thank you for that. Mr. Gunther, how are you, my friend? So great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Let's get to his question. if I just pay twice, can I bypass the process and just get the iiRcade? Great question. I think it also means something that I was thinking about too. I mean, let's say even if let's say shipping cost gets reduced, can I just pay for everything now and just not? Or then again, you also have to put in credit card information, don't you? Okay.
Yeah, you'll need to put in the card information regardless, just because odds are you will have a balance there for the shipping placeholder.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for that. So going down the list, looking for questions.
Looks like Steve had a question. Yeah, Mark up here now. Yep. Okay.
So Mark gave us a great information that credit card information was entered and nothing was charged anything on my card. I think that's because it's not going to be charged until I have the shipping information, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Mark, we don't actually, we won't charge anything automatically once you enter in your card information. This is just to have your card data so that John can charge later on once shipping's been updated and once we get everyone's kind of confirmations and things like that. So yeah, you won't see any charges on your card until we make it very clear that we will be charging cards, which won't happen until closer to shipment.
Awesome, thanks for that. Here is next question from Mr. Trevor Ben. How are you, my friend? I love your logo, by the way. Thank you for that. So question, it said on Kickstarter shipping was only going to be between 25 to 50. Will it be closer to that? If so, I'm just wondering why the placeholder amount was set so high. Do you want to take this on?
Yeah, so let me just, I'm just pulling up the order now. So depending on where you're located, I think that we had set up different shipping fees for different regions. So Trevor, I believe you're in Canada, is that right? So I know the shipping fees are going to be a little higher to Canada, just the nature of shipping internationally to Canada. But again, not to worry. We'll I know Jong is going to get those do the best he can to get those fees reduced. I know also there's going to be different shipping fees whether you have a bar top versus a bundle. Obviously, there's going to be added shipping costs if you have a bundle, right? Because we're talking about a much larger unit. So I know, I believe in your case, you did have a bundle there. So it is going to be a little bit more than just the bar top alone.
Yeah, I think we also said that because this is just a placeholder, right? We're just going to put the worst case scenario possible, just because it's a placeholder, and right, if it gets much better, then everybody's happier. But anyway, the numbers that we put out are the worst case numbers that we shared long time ago, right? Long time ago. So, and we're working very hard to make this so much better. So we will make it happen for you, my friends. We'll make it happen. We don't need to sleep. So we're androids. So we are making this happen for you. So no worries. Going down the list, I'm looking for more questions. Let's see. Going down the list. Usually, my family has the word question in capital letters with beautiful decorations near them, just like this. You see that? Very, very creative family. What do I do if I already did the Backerkit and said it was confirmed, but I did not put my credit card info in? How do I go back and put my card info in?
Yeah, Chris, thanks for the question. So, so the email that you had gotten initially for the survey, you can actually go right back through that same link, and that should take you to the confirmation screen where you can add in the card information. So if you missed that on the first time, you can certainly go right back into that same survey link and do things like edit any survey responses and like put in your card information to confirm the order. So, and also, I'll drop the link if you have ever, like if you lost your survey for whatever reason or lost the survey link, I can drop a link in the comments, I believe, so that you can retrieve your survey. So I believe it's just iiRcade.backerkit.com. And so if you were to go to that link, it'll give you a place to plug in your email address that's associated with your Kickstarter account, and then you can retrieve your survey.
Nice, thanks for that. Next one, I think I'll take real quickly.
Sure.
Christina, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. So I know there's been a lot of discussions about 1 boxes versus 2, and there were conversations that because we have bar top and the stand separately, the shipping is going to be much more expensive, and it's actually the other way, because the key is that 50-pound line, right? And if you go over 50-pound line, it's not 2 times that it goes up; it's so much bigger. So one of the things that we've been trying to do is avoid that 50-pound line, so it goes below that, so that shipping cost becomes much lower. So in essence, dividing it to 2 different products, shipping is cheaper than combining into 1 product. Especially, it gets so much higher and much more difficult to transport and things like that if everything was in 1 box. So it gets much more expensive. So it actually becomes cheaper if you divide into 2. So just want to let you know. And again, my team is working very hard to make sure the shipping price becomes much cheaper. With that, next question. This one's for you, my friend. When will the ability to update the survey be locked down?
Yeah,
how does that work?
Yeah, so John will kind of decide on that date, and generally that's around the time when John needs his final counts for production. So what'll kind of happen is backers will be alerted when orders are going to be locked down, either through a project update or you'll receive an email that says that gives you 48 hours to kind of make any last minute changes. So it might be a combination of the 2. There might be a project update that just kind of lets everyone know, like, hey, last day to get your survey answers in. And, we'll make sure that that's really clear to everyone. And then everyone will get an email that gives them their last chance to make any changes. And there'll be a direct link right in that email to your survey where you can, edit quantities. You can add another bar top if you wanted to, and things like that. So you'll definitely be properly notified when that happens, or the days leading up to it. John might have a better idea of that exact date. I'm not sure, but we'll be certain to let everyone know when that happens for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think right now we're preparing for start of manufacturing. And in order to make that happen, we have to order parts. And of course, we've ordered some parts on risk. And so parts are coming in, and we are already preparing to do the manufacturing. But in order for us to be able to get the accurate manufacturing done for everybody, this is where the results from the Backerkit survey is needed, so that we can, like, for example, we know how many SoundWire joysticks to order, for example, right? So once we lock it down, then that's when we can start ordering and start manufacturing. Process starts, and we'll probably need to make that happen maybe in a week or 2, I think. Right? So if you can help us to complete the survey quicker, then we can start manufacturing quicker. So we would really appreciate your help. Make that happen. With that, let's move on to our next question, my friend Paul. Hey, Paul, by the way, thanks for joining. Really great to see you. John, when I looked at my email last night, it showed the $399 for super early bird, plus extra 100 for the memory upgrade and the Dragon Slayer update. But it didn't show me that it had my Dragon Slayer. So Alex, do you know what could be happening here?
Yeah, so let's see here. So yeah, it looks like you originally pledged for the super early bird bundle. And let's see here. You pledged an extra $100 for the memory upgrade and the Dragon's Lair upgrade. Cool. So yeah, so in those cases, you would have credit when you come into Backerkit, and so it looks like, yeah, I can see that you pledged an extra $100 there. And so when you get to that first question in the survey, let me pull that up here. This is where you can basically say, yeah, I want to upgrade with my credit. So this is where you can choose the upgrades here. So I think you had mentioned, let's see. Sorry, can you pull up that question one more time?
Oh, sure. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so extra for the memory upgrade and the Dragon's Lair upgrade. Cool. So really what you would do here is you would just choose, yes, please upgrade to the Dragon's Lair Edition bundle. The Dragon's Lair Edition bundle already has the memory upgrade, the upgraded joysticks, and the stand. So that is, in this particular case, since we're going from the bar top to or the standard bar top with the 64 gigabyte to the Dragon's Lair, it'd be an extra $200. So I think in your case, you had the bundle. So actually, let me show you exactly what that would look like in your scenario. So you had the $399 bundle here, and you'll come into this question and it'll look kind of like this to you. And then right here, you would choose, yes, please upgrade me to the Dragon's Lair bundle. And you can see here that that would be the extra $100 that you overpledged for. And so that's what you would choose and move on to the rest of the questions there.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yep.
We'll get to several more questions. I know you I think you had another meeting coming afterwards, right? So
yeah,
we'll try to get to several more questions and we'll end it for the day. But next question I think was for me, so let me get to this real quickly. If the iiRcade gets damaged by shipping, will it be covered by warranty? Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's a must-have. So we'll make sure. We're going to make sure that you're going to be very happy and taken care of. So definitely yes for the question. So thank you for that. Next question is for you, Alex. My credit card was charged on August 15th.
Yep.
I just did the survey and re-entered my card info, but will I be billed again?
Yeah, so the charge on the 15th was from the original Kickstarter campaign. So that makes sense that you would have been charged around August 15th. Does that sound right, John? Is that route when the campaign?
I think so. That's when Kickstarter started charging.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you'll be charged for your original pledge through Kickstarter, and when you get into Backerkit, Jong's actually going to be charging shipping through Backerkit, and you can also do things like upgrade your pledge and add add-ons. And so the reason why we're asking you for your credit card information again is to pay for the shipping and upgrades that you do in Backerkit. And we don't transfer any of that information from Kickstarter, and that's just to protect you and your data. So yeah, you will be technically charged twice, once for the original campaign through Kickstarter, and then for shipping, upgrades, and add-ons through Backerkit.
But that is mutually exclusive. It's not. They're not going to be charged both twice. Yeah.
Yeah, right. The original pledge has already been charged for through Kickstarter, so that's been charged and done. And now in Backerkit, where Jong's charging for shipping and any add-ons and things like that, that's what this card information is for in the survey.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Moving on to the next question. Retro Collect, our board secretary. Question, with all the hacking that's taking place in websites, will our credit card data be deleted?
Yeah, so we don't hold on to any card information. It doesn't get transferred anywhere. Your card information is secured, and we use Stripe as our processor. it's not something that we save in the system. It just kind of is used to charge your card for your balance, and beyond that, it's never used or shared any other anywhere else.
Awesome, thanks for that. I see another question real quickly. Mr. Brad, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. I love the Cuber picture. If you start with a 64GB version, after a while decide that you want to upgrade to 128, is that possible? If you already received the unit, the answer may be either no, or it's going to be much more expensive. So I would strongly recommend doing it in the beginning. It's going to be a much cheaper option and much easier for everybody too. So I would strongly recommend it if you can. So thank you for that. Going down, we'll take maybe a couple more questions. Let's see. Actually, I think that was the last question that we have. Awesome.
Okay. And Brad, by the way, if you're talking about, you changed your mind prior to anything shipping out, as long as it's before Jong locks down orders, you'll still be able to go back in and change your survey choices, so that if you, when we send out that reminder that says, hey, you got 48 hours to make any last minute changes, if at that point you say, oh, actually, I want to upgrade to the 128, you can absolutely do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I think that was the last question that we had. Initially, I was planning to have another gameplay session and had all the games picked out and had it ready and everything, ready to have fun. And then I found out that there are a lot of questions related to Backerkit. So I figured that I think it's great to have this special session with our awesome special guest, Alex. And I'm very thankful that you were able to join today and give us all the explanations. So I really appreciate it. Give him an applause. Woo.
Thanks, guys.
So thank you so much for making this happen. I hope everybody's clear on what Backerkit is supposed to do for us. I think it's supposed to make our lives easier and give us a lot of flexibility. And I think Alex was able to describe that today. If anyone has any further questions, what's a great step for them to be able to take?
Yeah, so I think I showed in just kind of like the initial survey run through here. But if you, you'll notice at any point in your survey, whether it's the welcome screen or just kind of throughout the survey, if you run into any questions, you will see a need help button either in the top right corner or the bottom portion of your screen. I encourage you all to, if you have any like really specific questions or need any adjustments made to your pledge, please do utilize that. And if you still have questions after you go through like the FAQs and things, you just click this still have questions button. And this is where you can submit a ticket to our support team. Our support team is super knowledgeable on our platform, and there's some very special notes that we gave them about this project. So please do submit a ticket, and our support staff will be certain to get all your questions answered. And hopefully, hopefully there won't be too many after today, but we encourage you to submit any support tickets this way.
Thanks for that, Alex. Before we go, I think we just got two very, very important questions that we have to take.
Sure.
If you're okay.
Absolutely.
First one from Tim. How are you, my friend? Tim, Tim, thank you so much for joining. So the question is, if they have, let's see, I already upgrade to Dragon's Lair by adding $100 in Kickstarter. When I fill out the survey, the only option it gives me is to stay with my original pledge, which is not Dragon's Lair, or pay the extra $100 so I can select Dragon's Lair. If I select original pledge, will you be sending me what I selected on that page, or what I agreed to on Kickstarter with $100?
So Tim, it looks like the survey hasn't been completed. The first question that you see is going to be how we confirm your order. So it's important to, when you go through that, to just confirm whether you want the original thing you pledged for, or if you wanted upgraded to the Dragon's Lair or something like that, you can select that. So for example here, I'll show you kind of how that would look real quick. So let's go to preview the survey as a $3.99 backer. So you can see here, the very first question, you'll be asked if you want to upgrade your bundle or bar top, whatever you may have. And then this is where you can say, yes, please upgrade me to the Dragon's Lair, or, upgrade my memory, or stick with my original pledge. And so you'll need to choose one of those options and then click next to go through the rest of the questions and eventually confirm your order. That way John can get the proper order in place and send you exactly what you want.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Tim, I hope that answered your question. If you have any follow-up questions, please do let us know. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Last question that we have is, I think this is probably the most important question of the day, and sure. I think we have to answer this one. It's very, very critical. Mm-hmm. My cousin is watching this with me and wants to know if he's single. So are you single?
Oh man, I'm not. I'm happily engaged.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah, we're hoping that, with this COVID stuff going on, that we'll eventually be able to get married. But for the time being, we're engaged. So looking forward to down the line. We'll see.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
I think that news is gonna make so many people very sad. But I'm so glad to hear that you're happy. So congratulations for that. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, here's another important question. Is Alex joining the family and buying an iiRcade?
Wow, that's a great. I gotta say, I was actually.
There's only one answer.
I was actually planning on emailing John once things settle down and see if I can sneak in a late pledge, but we'll see.
Oh, nice.
I'll say this though: if I do pull the trigger, it'll definitely be for the. I think I really like the Dragon's Lair, so we'll see.
Good choice.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Just FYI, I'm getting the Dragon's Lair as well.
Nice.
So yeah, it looks fabulous. It looks really fabulous. You'll be surprised. Great. So thank you so much for that. I think we went over a little bit, but I really appreciate everybody for attending today and staying with us. I hope that was helpful. And if there's any further questions, please don't hesitate to let us know. I think the contact information was, again, the Need Help button that's shown here from the survey, and that'll get the questions to support team in Backerkit. And either they can answer, or if they have any further questions, they will reach out to Alex or myself to get your questions answered. I was going to say, we're going to have your answers questioned. This is how out of my mind I am right now. But anyway, especially again, Alex, thank you so much for joining and giving us this great overview and answering questions and explaining things. I really appreciate it again. Your time is very much appreciated. Especially, really, you're really amazing help and support to make this happen. So thank you so much for that. And I want to continue holding hands together with you to make sure that for our family members, we make this process as easy as possible and smooth as possible. Yeah? So I get a yay that you're committed to that, right, Alex?
Exactly.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for that. You heard that, guys, right? So if you have anything, please do let us know. And we'll make sure that we'll make this happen for you as easy as possible. So thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. Today, again, we were going to play some games, but today, I think our session today was much more valuable and important. So I wanted to hold this. Next week, we're going to play a lot of awesome games together, and I do have some awesome games planned for you. And Mr. Brian Stump, hint, hint, wink, wink. Make sure you come. Great. Thank you so much again, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming to our meeting. Today was a lot of fun as well. Next week, we're also going to be having a lot more fun. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you again next Tuesday. So everybody, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.